Hey, Trip, I heard your dad was out of surgery.
Yeah, they just brought him back to his room a little while ago. They said the procedure went well, so I'm just waiting to go see him.
Okay, well, I can wait with you. So Ciara came by the loft.
She did. When?
When I was on the phone with you, so I had to go all of a sudden.
And how's she seem?
Still really angry at the world. Actually, I take that back. She was angry at everyone except for Ben Weston. You're right. She totally developed some really weird bond with that guy.
You see, we've already been over this, Ben. Fire marshal says someone intentionally set that fire.
And not only did you have access to the cabin, you also had a history of setting on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just make it easier on yourself? The judge will be a lot more lenient if you just tell the truth and confess.
And why will my client confess when he's not guilty?
How are you? Lawyer?
And I'm advising him not to say another word till at least we get a chance to confer.
Huh. What's the going rate for selling your soul, hmm? What's he paying you?
For the record, $600 an hour. But Mr. Weston is not the one who hired me.
And who did?
Me. So Ciara was just going on and on about how she would have died on the side of the road or something equally tragic if Ben hadn't found her. You know, it's weird. It's like he's her knight in shining armor.
Yeah, maybe she has Stockholm syndrome.
Is that where you think that some crazy guy is totally normal? Because if it is, then I think she definitely does have that.
Yeah, and the only problem is I don't know how to cure her.
Maybe you should try talking to her.
Yeah, I think the operative word there is try. She's still mad about finding you and me together.
Okay, Trip, I have a really weird question. You don't think that Ciara has feelings for Ben, do you?
What? No. Why would you say that?
Okay, no, look, Trip, I told you it was a weird question, okay? It's just the way that she's talking about him. You know, it's like she's really attached to Ben, and I kind of suggested that the reason she's into him is because after what happened with Chase, she just doesn't think that she deserves anyone normal.
What'd she say?
Oh, she read me the riot act for daring to give her advice, but to be honest, I think I hit a nerve.
Why, Ciara? Why in God's name would you hire an attorney for Ben?
Because he needed help,
Help?
and he didn't have anyone else.
Where did you even get the money?
When I turned 21, I finally got access to the first part of that trust fund Grandpa Vic set up for me. It's my money, Mom, and I can spend it any way I want.
This is how you want to spend it, defending a convicted criminal. How the hell do you live with yourself?
Mom, stop.
No, I will not stop after what he tried to do to you.
He didn't do anything to me. You don't have any proof that he set that fire. It was an accident.
An accident? Well, Ben obviously decided not to share the whole story with you, honey.
What do you mean?
We got back the preliminary report from the fire marshal. The fire was deemed suspicious, meaning it's likely it was set intentionally.
Hey, just wanted to come check in on the patient.
Hi.
Hey, Trip.
Hey, can you see me?
Not yet.
No, your dad's optic nerve is still trying to adjust to the bionic eye. But the engineer was just here, and he said it's to be expected, so there's no reason not to be optimistic.
Yeah, your brain's probably just still trying to figure out this new upgrade.
But listen, I have a few more questions for the engineer, so I'm gonna try to catch up with him.
Okay.
Good to see you, Trip.
Nice to see you.
Those fries I smell?
Yeah, I even brought hot sauce.
Ooh, this is what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, so how are you doing?
I'm still a little groggy, but 100%. Minus the eyeball. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, you know, I can hear it. Something's wrong.
Dad, this isn't the time.
No? What are we supposed to do? Just sit around here making small talk? Wait for me to see? The hell with that. Just tell me what's going on.
It's Ciara.
Oh, I thought so. I heard she was back.
Yeah, she is, which is why I was hoping that we could work things out.
Didn't go like you hoped?
No, definitely not. Nope, I'm starting to think that our relationship is just a lost cause.
You knew about that report and you didn't tell me?
Sorry. I was afraid you wouldn't believe me.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder what else he's keeping from you.
Ciara, I swear to God, I have no idea how that fire started, but I had nothing to do with it. I would never hurt you, you know that.
Ben is not the only one who knew about the fire marshal report. That's right. I've read the report too. And while the marshal said that the fire could have been suspicious, he didn't point to any definitive cause. A lot of possible evidence, but really nothing conclusive.
Yeah, well, it's a preliminary report.
Right. But if the case was so open and shut, don't you think there would be at least one shred of evidence that would link my client to that fire?
Right. So, if your client didn't do it, who did? And you do realize that no one lives within a 5-mile radius of that cabin.
Since when an arsonist has to live in the area? As far as I'm concerned, it could be someone from Salem. Someone who has something to gain by framing my client.
Framing. Okay. Let's say you're right. Let's say he was framed. How exactly would someone do that? Because he just happened to run into Ciara. No one knew that he had taken her to that cabin.
Perhaps he was framed after the fact.
Excuse me, what are you suggesting?
What makes me a very good lawyer is that I do my research. And I found out that you damnedest to keep my client from being released from Shady Hills. Maybe you resented the fact that he was a free man. So you decided the best way to bring him back into custody was to make sure he was to be blamed for that fire. Guys, after all, we both know this is not the first time you've been involved in an illegal cover-up.
What are you talking?
I'd watch my mouth if I were you. Accusations against the commissioner are not taken lightly in this department.
Well, detective, are you threatening me?
No. No one is threatening anyone here. But if you are suggesting that someone in this department set your client up, you better have proof.
But that's the great thing about being a defense attorney. I don't need proof. And right now, I'm just pointing out the fact that it could be many different explanations for what happened that night. Railroading my client to fit your theories is not helpful to anyone.
Your client has exhibited a pattern of behavior very similar to this crime in the past. He once before set fire to the very same cabin, and that is enough to make him a suspect.
Not enough to hold him without charging him. I mean, unless you have uncovered evidence that would directly implicate him.
No. We do not have evidence that directly implicates him.
Then I'm gonna have to ask DA Trask to release my client immediately.
And I'm gonna make sure she refuses. Rafe, keep an eye on him.
Don't worry. He's not going anywhere.
Ciara?
I'm not going anywhere either.
Miss Lauren? Sheldon?
I should have just told you everything, and I'm sorry that I didn't. Sarah, just please tell me you still believe me.
You said it yourself. You know, I was so excited when I heard Ciara was back in town, and I thought I was finally gonna get the chance to make things up to her. But she didn't want to talk to me. And then after I insulted Ben, forget about it.
But Ben Weston.
Yeah. Yeah, can you believe that? It's like she thinks this guy walks on water, and she doesn't blame him for the fire or anything else that happened.
Have you had a chance to talk to her since?
You know, I've tried like 1,000,000 times. Called, texted, but I haven't gotten anything back.
Well, like I told you, Ciara's stubborn. like her old man was. Rest his soul. You just let her know that you still care about her and that you'll be there when she is ready.
That's enough?
Sure it is. You know, when Kayla and I first got together, I did everything I could to push her away. But she never gave up on me. I thank God she didn't. Because all these years she's been my anchor. And you could be Ciara's.
Trip, hi. So I just talked to my Aunt Kayla. I guess the eye is taking a little bit longer to work than they expected.
Yeah, but they'll have a better idea by tomorrow, so I think I'm just gonna go home.
Okay. Well, before you do, there's something that you should know. Ciara is coming back to live with us at the loft.
She is? Mm-hmm. All right, well, maybe she hasn't really written me off. Maybe she can still forgive me.
So the fire marshal wasn't sure if the fire was set on purpose?
No. Can you think of another explanation?
It's just that Ben took care of me. He cooked me dinner. He made sure that my leg wasn't bothering me. I mean, he was the one who saved me in the first place. Why would he try to kill me?
I know, it doesn't make sense. You did say that he was off his meds.
No, that's not it. I mean, yeah, he freaked out for a minute, but I got through to him. I know I did.
Me too, you got close.
We talked about a lot of things. Things that I've never talked about with anyone. I'm pretty sure he hasn't either. After a while, I started to see him as a friend.
Yeah. Abigail thought that way too. Well, what did Trask say?
Good news, detective. My client is free to go.
Probably shouldn't get my hopes up, but if I have another chance with Ciara, who the hell cares, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna head back to the loft.
Okay.
You know, who knows? Maybe Ciara's already there.
All right. I think I'll just hang out here for a little while and let you guys have some alone time.
Thank you. Do the best.
Bye.
There you go.
Don't get too comfortable. This isn't over, not by a long shot.
That's right. We still have a lot of paperwork to file. But don't worry, we'll be out of here in no time. Commissioner, what do I sign?
This way, Mr. Lauren.
Thank you.
I know you would never lie to me.
I wouldn't. Ever. T's are crossed, I's are dotted. Let's go. Thank you. I'm interested.